Hello everyone, welcome to Monday Market Must Knows. My name is Merlin Rothfeld, and I hope that you have significantly recovered from your tryptophan coma and had a fantastic Thanksgiving. Now there's a lot of things coming up from the upcoming trading week. 3 things to be specific that we want to focus on here. The first one is probably the most important. It's the Fed. Jerome Powell of the Federal Reserve will be testifying about the CARES Act. Now why is this important and why should you care? Well, because the CARES Act is the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Securities Act. Basically, it's the stimulus package we've been hearing so much about. And of course, you hear stimulus, no stimulus. Well, Jerome Powell's testimony may influence our elected officials to pass more CARES Act or just stop it altogether. Now, that testimony will be on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Why is this important? Because as traders, we don't know which way it's going to go, whether we get a whole new batch of trillions of dollars of stimulus or we get nothing. What we do know is there are times where he will be making comments on this and it could be extremely volatile. Now, normally the Tuesday session will be pre-scripted remarks, really just reading from a piece of paper, no big deal. Later on Tuesday and on Wednesday, it will be unrehearsed remarks and questions from senators and elected officials, which could create a lot of volatility as well. All right, moving on to your second Monday Market Must Knows, it's going to be the unemployment rate. Now, last week we talked about unemployment claims, which saw a little spike up. Well, if you notice here, we've seen the unemployment rate plunge significantly from those highs around, well, it looks to be about 15%. All of a sudden now we're looking at unemployment numbers right around 6.9, which have been getting better and better and better. But be careful. The last unemployment claims numbers, which is a weekly number, showed a spike in unemployment claims, which may translate to a higher than expected unemployment rate. Right now, everyone's riding high on this wave of getting back to some sense of normal with regards to unemployment rate, and this might be a little bit of a problem when we get that announcement on Friday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And finally, we'll take a look at earnings. Now, there aren't a lot of really critical earnings announcements happening this week, but there are 2 in particular that I'm very interested in. The first one happens on Monday, and that's going to be Zoom. Now, Zoom was at the right place at the right time. COVID hit, we're all stuck in our houses, and we need a way to communicate, go to meetings, and of course, Zoom was perfect for that. But think about their competition right now. There are 2 in particular that could absolutely crush Zoom going forward. The big bellwethers you might think of are going to be Google and Microsoft. Now, you can throw in Amazon in there if you really feel like it, but these are 3 major companies which could completely eat the lunch of Zoom, which again was at the right place at the right time. And we'll see how their earnings have fared over the last quarter as that competition is really starting to heat up. Tuesday brings us CRM, NTAP, Viva Systems, and Hewlett-Packard. Wednesday brings you the Royal Bank of Canada, Synopsys, and the other one that I'm very interested on, because you might remember a few months ago, Warren Buffett, first time ever buying into an IPO of a company, and it was called Snow. They report earnings, and that's another one that I'm very curious on because they're a cloud-based computing company. And here's a new entrant going up against the biggest behemoths in the world with regards to cloud computing. That, of course, is going to be Amazon and Microsoft. So we'll see how their earnings numbers come out on Wednesday. Thursday brings you Dollar General, DocuSign, Marvell Technologies, and the grocer Kroger. And finally, Big Lots, who's had a pretty stellar run since those March lows. We'll see how their numbers have fared as well on their earnings announcement. Now, there are 224 companies reporting this week, so this is kind of cherry picking some of the bigger names out there. Of course, as always, make sure you check your earnings calendar so that you don't get caught off guard holding a company that's reporting earnings and take that undue risk. That'll do it for Monday Market Must Knows, guys. We'll see you next time.